Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to reactive form in Angular, where we will be mainly talking about what is disable and enable entire form array process. So by the end of this session, you will be able to understand how to enable the entire form array, how to disable the entire form array. But before we proceed further with these all things, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use reactive form array with disable and enable entire form array. But prior to that, you should know what is reactive form array, what is disable, enable operation, what is form array. Okay. And for these detailed content, you can also refer the Sharmit digital coursebook, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3,400 plus free resources, which is available in both Hindi and English language. So without any language barrier, you can consume the content in both Hindi and English. Okay. Alright, so now let's get started. Here you can see we have first main heading that shows Angular codes by Sharmit. Then we have second heading, reactive form in Angular, disable enable entire form array. Now next we have one form which holds form group as user form. Then we have div. Inside div we have skills. Okay, so this is nothing but a skills form array name. But let me show you, like before we start discussing this form description here, it's better to understand the requirement. Then according to the requirement, let's understand app.component.ts code first, because there we have defined and included the required method. And after that you can add this, you can discuss this HTML part. Okay, so let's go to app.component.ts file. Here you can see I have firstly mentioned one important array modules. Like this array holds all the modules like reactive form module, ngIf, ng for JSON pipe. Reactive form module will allow you to create the reactive forms. Then ng for conditional statement, ng for the loops, and JSON pipe for the JSON values. Then we have this user form. Okay, so inside this after this user form we have created the constructor. So private fb form builder this dot user form equal this dot fb dot group. Okay, so we have created this constructor, and inside this we have added this skills. So skills means this dot fb dot array. That means whatever values we are going to store in this skills will be considered or stored inside a form of array. Okay. Then next we have this getter method. So this getter method will allow you to get the values easily. So you can see return this dot user form dot get skills as form array. Okay, then next we have add skill method. Add skill method is mainly used to add the skills to the existing form array. So we all know that for adding the existing value to the form array we use this push method. So here we can see add skill this dot skills dot push this dot fb control, then opening closing parenthesis, and then we have blank. Okay, now next what we have this disabled entire form array. This is very important method because this is the main topic for today's session. So this add skill, what it will do, basically it will add skills to the existing method, and for that we know that we use this push. So here you can see we are using this dot skills dot push this dot fb dot control, opening closing parenthesis, and blank. So by default we are adding the blank value, and we are not using any variation here at the time of insertion or adding the skills. Then we have this disable entire form array, disable skills. So this dot skills dot disable. So this will help us to disable the values. And then we have this enable. This will allow us to enable the values. So disable skills or enable skills, both are the method which will be used by the user as per the condition. So for that we will provide two buttons to the user. Okay, now let's quickly see like what we have inside the HTML, and then we will use these all methods and all. But before that, keep in two things in mind. One, that this form is in complete this form is completely case sensitive. So whatever you are writing here, make sure it should be written as same case, otherwise it won't work. Also, second thing, make sure that these things are included in the form, like imported in the form, like form array, form builder, reactive form modules and all, because if it is not there, it won't allow you to use the same in application. Now we will go to app.component.html, where we have mentioned all the required stuffs like headings and other things. So let's see the form part mainly. So here you can see form group is user form. So in div we have added form array name as skills, div ng for let skill of skills control, let skill of skills dot control, let I equals to index, input form control name I, placeholder is enter skill. Okay, then next we have close of div, one button, and this button is mainly for adding the skills. So add skill is there. Then we have BR tag, then another button. This button will allow you to disable the skills. So when user click on the disable all skill, it will be, this method will be executed and it will disable all the skills. Then we have next as enable. So let's say if user by mistakenly disable all the field and they want to revoke the skills, so in that case they can click on this enable all skill and it will enable it. Okay, then we have one pre-formatted text, which is nothing but to show the values. So here you can see form.value is JSON, just to preview the value. So overall we have created a simple form with multiple buttons, one for add skill, another one is for disable and enable the skills. Now what I'll do next, I'll quickly run this application and I'll show you the output, like how it is working in the actual scenarios. So ng serve -- open, enter. Just wait for a few seconds and then it will show you the output in the browser screen. So this is the browser screen where we have a main heading like Angular course by Sharmit, reactive form in Angular, disable / enable entire form array, one horizontal row, one button for add skill, two button for disable all skills and enable all skill, and then we have another horizontal row. Okay, now if user click on add skill, it will ask for the skill name. So let's say if I write here ABC, then next add skill, here I will write XYZ. So currently I'm able to key in the values, right? But if user wants to make it disable for the user, so what we can do, we can provide this button, and if user click on this disable, so it will be by default disabled. In this situation, user is not supposed to disable anything, but if he or she added new field, it will be enabled because this is not disabled yet. But if you disable it, still now you can see you are not able to key in anything here because this is disabled. On the other hand, let's say if user wants to enable this completely, so in that case you can click on this enable all skills, and when you click on this enable all skill, it will enable all your input fields. Okay, so this is how basically it is working for the form array. In this way you can enable or disable the form array values for the reactive form. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. I hope these all things are clear to all of you. Still, if you have any question, queries or suggestion for any of the session or maybe for the playlist, then you can simply reach out to me through the comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions there. So meanwhile, like, you can do the practice and just keep trying whatever we are learning in these sessions, and also try to explore few examples by your own as well, so that it will help you. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.